Time for a rebuild to DJI with Crossfire. Is the new JBF7 flight controller okay with a 45 amp ESC on the Sidora SL5E? The JBF7 should be compatible with all iFlight ESCs, but don't assume and risk frying something. Double check the pinout just to be sure, but I think it is. Brett Nicholson, thanks for $5. King of Losing. Zing 2207 1800 kV, about 750 grams. Sting EV2, prop recommendations. 750 grams, that's getting up there. I probably would pick, it's a 2207. I probably would try the Gemfan Hurricane 51466 or maybe a HQ 5143-ish. That's probably where I would go with that. It really depends on whether you're looking for a smooth freestyle prop or a higher pitched, more punchy prop. Okay, we're caught up. Ciati FPV is going to start streaming. Ciati, sorry for running a little long there, buddy. Post that link again to your live stream, my friend. Ciati is doing a giveaway. Fleet maintenance, vacation prep. Ciati's going on vacation? License to Drive says Albert Kim uploaded a review of the Eachine EV300O about an hour ago. I know I was supposed to get the EV300O for review, and then I said to my contact at who was supposed to be sending them to me, I was like, hey, I see other people are reviewing this. And he was like, oh, yeah, let me check. Oh, they didn't ship it. So I don't have it. Hopefully it'll come soon. Until then, I won't review it. Thank you, Matt Wheat, for $5. Thank you, Zach Cagely for $5. That's going to do it, guys. You guys have a good night. No live stream next weekend. No live stream the weekend after that. Head on over to Ciati's live stream and give him some super chats, okay? Happy
Stop doing drift edits, my fucking ass. Stop doing shitty drift edits, maybe. What's up, everybody? My name's Aaron Ciati. Everybody calls me Ciati, and that was my answer to everybody that keeps yapping about drift edits are overdone. Blah. just make a better drift edit. That was from Friday. And for the record, anybody who says that has not flown a drift event. Once you've flown a drift event, drift edits are amazing because you appreciate them and understand how different it is to fly those cars. And yeah. So next time somebody says that, tell them to go fly a drift event because it's pretty much the most fun thing you'll ever fly. Maybe that's just because I'm a car guy and I was into motorsports for 20 plus years previous to FPV. But hey, everybody I think I've ever talked to that's flown a drift event is changed. It changes you. Tonight we're going to do some things. We're going to do a bunch of maintenance, which I realize maybe you guys might want to see. Like, maybe you guys might want to see what my sort of maintenance is on rigs that aren't necessarily broken, but yeah, I've got a little vacation coming up. Kristen and I are going to Asheville for 3 days, so I want to make sure that my rigs are not in like bash to hell mode. Yeah, spin the motors up, explain what I'm listening for, what I'm feeling for, stuff like that. So yeah, hopefully you guys dig that. We're of course going to do giveaways in 23 minutes or so, 10:30ish. We'll do the giveaways. 3 of those giveaways are going to be for patrons. Link down below that says Linktree will take you to all of the different spots that I'm at. One of those is Patreon. Over on Patreon, that's what helps me the most. I am trying to do this full time. Since I lost my job at the beginning of the pandemic, I kind of ramped up to this, and I don't know, maybe I can do it. Now's the time to try it. So, yeah, Patreon is like the big thing. I try to put as much stuff over there as I can that is, you know, specific for those folks that are choosing to support me every month as a huge thank you. And then I also do 3 giveaways for them every single Monday. So yeah, check out the Patreon if you're interested in micros or 5-inch rigs or good flying, whatever, shit flying, and stuff like this. Most importantly, it's upside down. Most importantly, tonight, we now have a sticker for our boy.
諦めんなよ諦めんなお前どうしてそこでやめるんだそこでもう少し頑張ってみろよダメダメダメやめ諦めたら周りのことを思えよ応援してる人たちのことを思ってみろってあともうちょっとのところなんだから俺だってこのマイナス10度のところしじみが取れるって頑張ってんだよ絶対やってみろ必ず目標達成できるだからこそネバギブアップ
4 people stopped watching during Clam Man. Should I be concerned? I don't care. If you guys don't like Clam Man, out! In the chat, actually, most importantly, in the chat, Acro Cheese FPV is here, Alpha Sloth is here, that's a hard one, Argy Thernteen, there we go, I think I got it. Beard and Hammer RC, Brian Ladmiral, Bumblebolt FPV, Burndy SC, Cannon Hughes, CGK FPV, Chomper FPV, Chan Wang, Ciati, hey, that's me, CMYK FPV, Dark Sagan, Darren D, Freelojo, it's DR3Z1L, Dreezel, it's Dreezel, John Dyson, JP Williams, June Loco 6191, June Loco 69, Keith Drones, Ken Hill, License to Drive, Matthew Smiley's Aviation Center, nice. Metal Dirtskin is here, Nevin is here, Nevin Laby is in the house of the wonderful FPV Exchange. I don't have your card within arm's reach, Nevin. Thanks for coming, brother. Off-Axis FPV is here, Rob B is here, Samuel R. Rivera, Sean Hussein, Snack Destroyer wins the name of the night. Solo FPV, Speedy Turtle FPV, Spudnik, Stock Racing Club, The Bros, The Dro, Tiago Ramos, and William Barlow. I'm sure that I missed some people. Blame YouTube, not me. Their participant list thing sucks. But to all the people that I did get, welcome. Thanks for coming. All you new, there was a bunch of new names in there. Thank you for coming by. This is how we do it, man. We give love to the lovely visitors. So in the chat, here's what you want to do. If you just type in the chat, you're talking to all the other amazing people who all of us patrons call ourselves the Collective, like the Borg, because we groupthink issues that I can't fix myself, or when I don't know something about 7-inch because I haven't built one yet, but somebody in the chat does, and they're knowledgeable. We groupthink that shit, man. That's just kind of how we do it. And we have Clam Man. He's got our back. That's a good thing. So I've got a bunch of stickers, and this is the newest sticker, which is a Clam Man Never Give Up sticker. The stickers, if you hit the Linktree link again, the stickers are over on Etsy. I've got an Etsy with stickers. I've got a Fiverr with flight instruction from me through a simulator, Velocidrone or Liftoff, and I've also got video editing. And then, so yeah, over on Etsy, though, we've got sticker packs with my logo, with, here's one that says The Collective, with the Borg logo, all holographic and fancy. This one says Nut Grabber. That's an inside joke that you'll get pretty quickly, I'm sure. And then we ripped off the NASA logo as well. So lots of cool stuff going on over there. Just different ways, if you guys want to support what I'm doing here, you can, and get some cool shit for it. So yeah, but to be real honest, you guys just hanging out is all I ever wanted. All this other fun stuff has kind of come from you awesome people saying like, Ciati, you should make stickers. Oh, okay. Ciati, you should do this. Oh, okay. Ciati, you should start a Patreon. Oh, okay. You should start a Discord. Oh, okay. And then you should never use it. Nobody ever said that to me, but, man, I gotta get better about the Discord channel. Oh, I do have to load up the Discord channel because one of the perks of the Patreon membership is when I'm doing a couple things for a couple minutes to try to get the giveaways going in 17 minutes, I put on viewer videos. And we do that through the Discord channel. And to get on the Discord channel, there's either a link down below or you join the Patreon. When you join the Patreon for as little as $3 a month, it's 10 cents a day. Can you find a dime on the ground every day if you walk around with your head down? Probably not. Yeah, you get access to the Discord channel, and then we have a Patreon-only thing in the Discord channel that I haven't used up until right now, so we'll see if it works. And it's called the Video Collective, and you go in there, and that's where patrons can post their videos. Look at you guys in there posting videos. The Collective minus Ciati FPV use the Discord a lot. I get overwhelmed checking messages on Patreon, Facebook, Instagram, all the places. And I just kind of forget about Discord. Sorry, everybody on Discord. And the Discord app on my phone sucks, so that's no help. But, yeah. I go in there sometimes and clear out like 15 questions that have been asked. So if you want to talk directly to me, Patreon messages and Facebook messages get the most love. Instagram messages get buried because Instagram is weird like that. In the chat, oh, that was a rant. In the chat, when you just type in the chat, you're talking to everybody else in the Collective. If you want to talk to me in the chat, all you got to do is type my name with no space in between. Type CIOTTIFPV. When YouTube sees that with no space in between, it lights it up in orange for me because you're talking to me. You can do this to anybody. If you type anybody's name in, it'll light up on orange for them to get their attention. So yeah, if you want to talk to me, type Ciati FPV, and then it'll light up on orange for me. If you want to talk to all the other awesome people in the chat, just type in the chat. So the the long-timers have already been doing this. Solo first said Ayo. He was the second person in here. Jonathan King was first. Chan Wang then tagged me and said, thanks for the Primo frame from last week. Just got it. Looks sweet. Gotta shove DJI in there. Ooh, boy. That's gonna be cool with DJI, man. Get us some pictures of that over in the Discord, man. That's the other thing the Discord's cool for. You guys can put pictures of your stuff and tag me, and then I'll see your rig that you were talking to me about in the chat. Matthew Ayasa said, my drone flips out when arming full throttle very shortly on the motors with a flip or a roll, end parentheses. After disarming and arming a few times, it works just fine. Flies fine too. What's going on? What? Oh, wow. That makes no sense. Let me read it again just to make sure I'm understanding. My drone flips out when arming. But then in parentheses, you're saying full throttle very shortly on the motors with a flip or a roll. I don't understand that parentheses part, Matthew. Tag me again and explain that if you don't mind, just in a different way so that my smooth brain can get it. And then you say, after disarming and arming a few times, this is the part that's insane, it works just fine, flies fine too, what's going on? I mean, the only thing I can think of, and this is a hell of a stretch, is that, like, for some reason your gyro is maybe failing on the flight controller, and for some reason it... See, I don't know if the gyro is like... I don't know if the gyro always gets power, right? Like, as soon as you plug your XT60 in, does the gyro get powered the whole damn time? Or, like, when you arm it, does it power the gyro, maybe? No, it's not when you arm it. It is all the time, because when you plug into Betaflight, it's constantly running. The only thing I was thinking is maybe, like, if the gyro is failing, and when you arm it, it powers up the first time after sitting for a while. But electronics don't work like that. Good news, bad news. The bad news is that's such a weird problem that nobody's going to be able to really... I don't think anybody's going to be able to troubleshoot that. The good news is the flight controller is probably fucked. I mean, so reinstall Betaflight, and then if it still does this, it's very likely a hardware issue. So just replace the flight controller. Like, just it sucks because it's like, as men, it's kind of like, no, if I don't figure out what this is, I'll die trying. I don't care. It's just, I don't know. It's in male DNA, I think. But you just have to let it go. You got to let it go, man. You just got to let it go and just buy a new flight controller. Because, yeah, if a fresh install of Betaflight doesn't correct it, then, right, like, it's obviously a hardware issue. And here's the thing about flight controllers. They're so cheap that it's not really worth it to try to talk to somebody that can hot air station it and remove the gyro and put a new one on or something like that. You're gonna pay that person $30, $40, $50 an hour, or just buy a new flight controller for $30, $40, and you're good to go. So, yeah. Good news, bad news. That is a crazy problem, though, dude. Thank you for asking that question, because if at some point somebody else asks that question, I can go, oh my god, you're the second person ever. Buy a new flight controller. Borges FPV says, hello, what's up, Borges? Borges got himself a free The Collective sticker last week by having the last name Borges, which is like Borg, which is The Collective. Yeah, I'm a nerd. What do you want? What? So are you, if you're here watching an FPV live stream. Flying Umbrella FPV says, Ciati, I'm editing a video and going to do some night flying after. Just felt like saying, hey, I'm very jealous that Flying Umbrella is going to be flying at night. Flying at night is fun. It's very sketchy, and you shouldn't do it. Don't do it. By the way, I'm going to take Joshua's time slot next Sunday and Monday, since he's not going to stream, and I will probably just do 4-hour streams. So you'll get my regular streams as noted down here, but I'll also do Joshua's. The Dro says Bardwell raid, nice. Eric Allen says, how are you, man? I am good. A little bit tired. My sleep schedule is just ruined, worse than usual. But I'm hoping I can get that back in some semblance of normalcy in Asheville. Yeah, don't fly at night. But if you do, be careful. But I didn't tell you to. It's really fun. It's very sketch. Be careful. Everything is invisible. The intro, the video from the intro video, that is a drift driver named named Sarah Harrow. She is a super cool chick. She was on Hyperdrive, if you're a Netflix person. Didn't win it, but did really well. And she was here at our local drift event here in Atlanta Friday night, and I got some awesome footage of her, and we're going to hopefully work on something together in the future. So that will be cool. But yeah, that was her in 120 frames a second. GoPro Hero 7, it was very dark. That was the very last battery that I flew. And it's so dark because when you go up in frame rate, you have to go up in shutter speed. So when you run at 30 frames a second, the GoPro will go all the way down to 1/30th of a second. So think of it this way: the GoPro, when it's off, is like this, right? There's a little sensor inside of there that's like our eyeballs, right? And the shutter opens and closes, and it does that a whole bunch of times, and it does it at a fraction of a second, right? And the fraction of a second is 1/30th. 1/30th, okay? Think of that, 1/30th of a second. So it sits there and it opens its little eyes for 1/30th of a second, and if it's going at 30 frames a second, it's going to close its eyes and then open them right back up, and then close them and open them right back up, and it's going to do that 30 times per second, right? All right? So that's 1/30th shutter speed at 30 frames a second. We can't go slower on that shutter speed because of the frames per second, right? So when you go up to then 60 frames a second, the minimum shutter speed is 1/60th of a second. That's shorter, right? That's opening and closing your eyes even faster. That freezes motion, right? If you open and close your eyes faster, you're going to see less of the motion. Thus motion blur. So when you go from 30 frames to, if you're shooting in very low light, if you're at 30 frames a second and you have your settings correct on the GoPro, it will drop all the way down to 1/30th of a second, and that will let in a good amount of light. When you go up to 60, the lowest it can go is 1/60th. When you're up at 120, like I was, the lowest that it'll go is 1/120. And you can kind of see what's happening there, right? It's letting in less light every time. And think about those numbers, right? 1/30th of a second to 1/60th of a second, 30 to 60, and then 60 to 120, right? So there's significant jumps each time. So that's why that was so dark. It's also dark because I have the ISO limited. The ISO is the sensitivity of the actual sensor, so kind of like our eyeballs. Our eyeballs, if we go outside in the dark, our pupils will dilate, right? And that's kind of like the ISO number going up. It's not actually the same thing, but it's not even close to being the same thing, but it's one way that you can kind of think about it. It's literally like how sensitive the little things that pick up the light photons are to those light photons. So the higher the number, the more sensitive, but the more noise, and the more grain, and the more shit. So the name of the game is try to keep your ISO as low as possible, because that's going to have that's going to have less noise. In this particular case, I usually limit my ISO to 200. The minimum is 100, and I'll limit the maximum to 200 on the Hero 7. I know this is a conversation that people have asked for a bunch of times, so I'm just going to do it, and we'll just rip through it, and then we'll do the giveaways. So I actually opened my ISO range up a little bit to allow a maximum ISO of 800. So that's a little bit more noisy. 800 is, for me, max. Like, up at 1600, it starts to really look like ass. At 800, it's not great. Like, that is kind of noisy. You guys are looking at it through this horrible stream quality of 720p because my computer's old and moldy. Yeah, so that's what I did in order to try to get 120 frames a second, but not... So if I hadn't allowed the ISO to go up like that, if I had left my ISO alone and the maximum it could have hit was 200 ISO, that would have been damn near pitch black. Like, that would have been unusable footage. As it is right now, I boosted it a bunch in... not a bunch, I boosted it a little bit in Premiere for the final edit. That was just to test... I wanted to put that onto Instagram to see what it looked like on a phone screen, and because Instagram always seems to be a little bit darker, and sure enough, on it, I put that up on Instagram, and I don't know if it's because it's a smaller screen, right? But it looks very dark on Instagram. It looks much better here on calibrated, 1,000. They used to be $1,000, but monitors. So yeah, there's what I did to be able to get that, but I was really pushing it, and that footage is gonna look like I'm gonna have to put that footage either at the very beginning or at the very end of the edit, because it's going to be drastically darker than everything else. So we'll see. I have to finish up the edit from 3 weeks ago's drift event, which is like 75% done. If you guys want to see it, type balls into the chat. Speaking of the chat, I gotta get caught up in the chat. Dark Sagan said what's up. CMYKFPV said what's up. Tiago Ramos said vacations. Did you get approval from the collective? I did not, Tiago. Speedy Turtle says what's up. It's Drezel, says Ciati for president. Whew. Refrigerator for president at this point. Sack of rusty nails for president. CGKFPV says, how does one fly a drift event? You go to the drift event and then you fly with your thummies. That's how. Matthew Smiley's Aviation Center says, first time at your channel. You already figured out how to tag me, Matthew. You are like 10 streams ahead of everybody else. Glad to have you, man. Off Axis says, I like your edits, but my feed is blown up by the same kind of edits. Yeah, 'tis the season. What the reason why it's happening right now is all of the people that organize the drift events have finally said, well, fuck it. Let's just let everyone get gonorrhea. And they're just planning events again. So, yeah, there's going to be like another month probably of drift videos everywhere, and then it'll cool off. I swear to God, though, every single one of you should go fly a drift event. Here's what you do. Go on Facebook, type in whatever the name of the town you live in is, and space drift. So for me, it's Atlanta Drift. You do a search on Facebook, it finds a group with 1,000 people that have a very organized club. You go in there to that group. So if it doesn't find your town, type in a bigger town around you, right? And you will eventually, I can guarantee you, I won't guarantee it, but I will guarantee you that you will find a local drift club. They are everywhere. It is way more important, and not important, it is way more, definitely not more important. It's way more popular than FPV. So you'll find the local group, you'll go in there, you'll put a post up and say, hey, do you guys allow drones at your events? They'll go, yeah, we do, because whatever the hell insurance that they get, I don't understand it. Because drifting is the only motorsport that you can legally fly drones at. Every single other governing body, Sports Car Club of America, FIA, I mean, just all of them don't allow drones. Like, it's just, they don't give a shit if you're flying a Tiny Whoop or a Mavic. It's just like, nope, you do not fly above the cars that are going really fast with windshields made of glass, right? But drifting's insurance is the Wild West, I guess. So they will say yes, because if their insurance allows it, why the hell wouldn't they? They get a whole bunch of gnarly footage that you can't get from any other means, right? For nothing. So, yeah, they'll say, yep, you'll go out, you will fly the drift event, try not to crash into the cars. If you do, they probably won't care, because as you'll see, drift cars are bashed to shit anyway, but still don't hit them. Like me. And, yeah, you'll go out and you'll fly it and you'll be changed forever. And every single drift video you watch will be so much more, you'll just go do it and report back. I promise you'll love it. We have 1 minute for me to get caught up in the chat. The sticker is fire, Chan Wang says. Thank you. Dark Sagan loves clams. Samuel R. Rivera with a $2 super chat. Clam man is love, clam man is freedom. What's that say? Why am I holding it so weird? Oh, there's a lot of chat. There's a lot of chat. Keith Drones tagged me. Mark Kunoff said, bitter, fuck Ashuria. Mark Kunoff lost the goddamn Insta360 go in the grass. I've been so goddamn worried about that. That sucks, Mark. And yeah, Mark was our guinea pig. Assurion does not cover loss. I don't know of any insurance that covers loss, though, because couldn't you just buy the item and then wait a week and then call them up and say, hey, I lost it, and then get another one for free? I don't know. I don't usually get insurance on stuff, but Spudnik says, words, Ciati 2019. What election was there in 2019? Am I like a like a governor or something. Stephen Rossi says, do you have a moment to talk about our Lord and Savior Feed Forward? Stephen Rossi, remind me, and we will talk about Feed Forward. I recently started using it again, just to make sure that my not really using it was justified and I wasn't placeboing, and you have to wait to find out the rest of that. BH Hitting is back. I haven't seen you in a minute, brother. How you been? Need your help building a Cinesplorer and was about to install the brand new AIO flight controller. Wanted to test it first, and when I plugged it into Betaflight, the quad OK screen is slow and laggy. Oh, okay. Oh, and doesn't match up with the movements I'm making in real life. Any ideas or bad board? It sounds like when you tilt it right, it's not tilting right. Check the board orientation, but I don't think that's it. It sounds like, screw around with the board orientation though. I think it's broken, but play around with the board orientation a bunch, just to make sure. I have had flight controllers before where they're slow and laggy. I don't remember if I retired those flight controllers though. Well, we're going to plug all of my 5-inch rigs in tonight, so we'll see if any of them are as slow and laggy, if you can hang out. If you can't, you can watch it tomorrow. So yeah, you'll get to see 5 of my rigs tonight, and I'll move them around, so you'll get to see how laggy is laggy. But I think the AIO is blown up, especially because these AIOs just, I mean, even if they do work right now, you plug a battery in and they just implode. Yeah, hopefully you got it from GetFPV or RDQ or Pyro, because they're pretty much like no nonsense. Just like, hey, this is broken. Cool, send it back or take a picture or do something and we'll send you another one. Julian Vincent says, I'm a patron. What do you do? Do what you do, homie. Thank you, Julian. Very cool of you, man. Spudnik says, show stuff you want to sell on these live streams. 9 times out of 10, I will end up buying an FPV shirt because I see people wearing on the streams. Yeah, I want to do shirts too, and I do have stuff. Thanks for the reminder. I do actually have stuff that I am selling. I've been pretty good about showing this in the last couple streams. This is a pretty much brand new, like 510 batteries in, Ishin UZ65, I believe it is. 4 batteries, the extra props they give you. I put on a fancy CP antenna. $80. If you want it, message me on Facebook. Oh, fuck. I haven't cleared out my Facebook messages. Somebody may have already messaged me, but I look at them chronologically, so if you want it, message me. The first person that maybe already has messaged me, or maybe it's you, gets it for $80 shipped, whatever. Ishin UZ65. It flies great, but I just have too many tiny whoops right now, and yeah, they use a proprietary propeller size, and I'm a sucker for testing propellers. So I got frustrated by that. It's like a 33 millimeter or some odd measurement propeller. But yeah, let me know if you're interested. And I don't know. That's about all I can think of. Fast. Get through as much chat. I gotta get through as much chat as possible because when I do the giveaways, the chat will scroll up and I don't want it to get deleted. June Loco says, you long range? I do not, June. I'm building a long range-ish rig, but it's not really for long range. It's just for going as fast as possible while carrying a great big battery. When you want to cruise at 100 miles an hour, you got to carry a big ass battery, and then you need bigger motors and bigger props help. So that's what this is kind of turning into. This is a FPV Cycle Glide hammer with the Cinesplorer arms. So the Glide hammer arms clear 5-inch props. I wanted to try 5.5-inch props, which I tested at the Drift event, and oh fuck, are they fast. So yeah, these Cinesplorer, Glide Cinesplorer, oh wait, no, not Cinesplorer, sorry. Cineglide. Yeah, Cineglide arms clear 5.5-inch props. My buddy Brad is sending me 6-inch arms, which are going on here next, and I'm going to try the 6-inch props on these Brother Hobby 2508s. But so far, these 2508s, with the PID tune cranked up a little bit, admittedly, were able to control a 6 something gram 55.5 inch prop by GemFan, 5552. So yeah, the 6-inch props weigh about the same as that. So it's looking like 2508 is maybe just enough motor for a 6-inch prop, which is good, because the next motor size up is like 28, and like whew, now things are really getting serious. It's Driesel says, got a 20x20 Hobby Wing X Rotor 40 amp and Revolt OSD. Think it'll fit in the Tiny Trainer build. 20x20 Hobby Wing 40 amp. Well, the problem is going to be the Revolt, because they put all those goddamn connectors all over it. I can all but guarantee you that that's not going to fit. They are making a... I hope they don't get mad. Nobody tell... I don't know if this is public info or not, but they are making a carbon fiber top plate for the Tiny Trainer. So, and that will allow you to run taller standoffs. So that would be an option for you. But for me, speaking of the Tiny Trainer, does anybody want to buy this one? Make me an offer. I guess I'm throwing around the idea of selling it. I have a shitload of extra TPU. I'll probably throw in an extra set of motors. These are on Emax Eco 1404 6000s. I have like 5 batteries, Runcam Nano, Beta FPV board, Ishin Nano VTX, RXSR. It flies great. I'm not flying it. I have so many other rigs, and this one it doesn't carry HD all that well. You can make it carry HD, but there's a ton of prop in view, which I really don't like. And I'm sort of at this point where I'm like, all right, if I'm gonna keep a rig forever, it's gonna have HD. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that I'm gonna sell this. I haven't even thought about for how much or any of that. So I don't know. If you're super interested, send me an offer that I can't refuse, and you win. And I'll throw in tons of extra shit, tons of extra props and jip japs and flip flaps. And Jabo FPV is here. What's up, Jabo? He was at the event on Friday, ripping with us. Timon Martin says, "Hey, brother, what's up with you, brother?" I don't know what I just did there. Stock Racing Club, there's a good name as well. He tagged me. JP Williams said, "You mentioned Asheville. You mean North Carolina?" Yep. And he says, also, where does one find drift events? Hey, look at that. I covered your question, JP, without even words go here now. Acro Cheese says his flight controller is going bad. Sounds like it. And then Acro Cheese also says his flight controller is going bad. Sometimes I read things twice. Matthew Ios says, it starts in auto level mode. Is that bad? Oh, well, that's interesting. Even if your switches are set for it to not be in... What is it? Tell me what flight controller that is. Tell us all what flight controller that is so that we don't buy it. That's sounding even more insane. It's Driesel says, is there a TPU set sold for the Tiny Trainer like yours in the pic? Not sold per se, but if you go to Thingiverse and you search for Tiny Trainer, but don't put a space there. Don't search for Tiny Space Trainer, because it won't find anything, because Thingiverse's search blows donkeys. You gotta put them together. You gotta search for Tiny Trainer. One big word, no space in between. And it's on there. The 533 guys very kindly put all the prints up there, and they even put extra prints. There's one with a little Insta360 Go loop on the front. Fucking awesome. Really, really cool. And when you put the Insta, here's a top tip for you guys, right? The Tiny Trainer with the battery here, it's a little bit ass heavy, which racers, it doesn't really matter for racing, but for freestyle, front to rear CG has a lot to do with when you hammer the throttle and get going upwards, and then you jump off the throttle really quick. There's always a little bit of a bobble. If your front to back CG is off, there will be noticeably more bobble in that situation. When you put the tiny trainer on the nose of this thing, it corrects that. It makes it a little bit nose heavy, but it's funny that it kind of almost flies better with the Insta360 Go on the front. But yeah, so that's where you can find it, and then you just gotta beg somebody to 3D print it for you. There's lots of folks in here. Maybe somebody in here, if you just go into the chat and type like, hey collective, anybody want to 3D print me some shit? And maybe if you bribe them, maybe if you be like, yo, $10 to anybody that can, somebody will hook you up, brother. Collective, I'm looking at you. Hook them up. IDV says, on my Acon F4 2020 ESC, I have a problem. When the battery is plugged, disarmed, it pulls 11 amps. And when it is in the air, it pulls only around 13 amps. It is calibrated. Acon F4, battery is plugged, disarmed. Yeah, that's way too much. So you need to, there's probably a better way to do this, but the way I would do it with my, again, smooth brain, the way I would do that is I would desolder the VTX and then check to see how many amps it's pulling, and then put the VTX back on and pull the receiver off, and like just eliminate possibilities and figure out where the hell those 11 amps are going, because yeah, that ain't right. Yeah, that ain't right. And I have two of those flight controllers, and they've been really good. So, oh no, I have the F7s, but yeah, they should be good. That's not like a flight controller that is known to be bad. But luckily, it's not an expensive flight controller. So if you have to replace, if it is bad, you're only out what, $38. Tiago says, checking the black box will tell if the gyro is bad. That is very true, Tiago. Good call. Good point. Samuel R. Rivera says, I think I just saw your wife, or there's a ghost in your house. Yeah, that's my wife, Kristen. She's back there on the couch, probably doing work. Yep, doing work. She's a freelance graphic designer. Full CT says, nerd power. All right, I think I got far enough in the chat where we can jump into the giveaways. So let's do some 13-minute late giveaways. What do you say? So again, it's going to be 3 Patreon giveaways and then 1 Super Chat giveaways. For whatever reason, Squints is here. Squints FPV is one of the locals that was also out at the Drift event. The goat is here. Oh. The goat's malfunctioning, man. He's hurting. I may have been a little over enthusiastic with the goat, not realizing that it's a 14-cent China-made heap of shite. Okay, so I'm gonna pull this window up here, and then I need to click a few of these buttons, and then I'm gonna pick one of these videos from Patreon, and then we're gonna do some giveaways. So, not Patreon. Over on Discord, in the secret Patreon only, the Video Collective group, the first person to post was Copter612, and he put a video called Beginning Green. So we're gonna watch that one, and then if I need more time, which I often do, we're gonna roll right into the next video in there, which I'm clicking all the things, which is from Crunked. Called Warp to the New Crib, Reclipped. And I'm pulling that up too, and I'm pausing it, and I'm dragging this window over to this one, and we got that over there, so that's good. And then I need to get this over to here, and then I'm going to pull that back over there, and then this goes back over here, and then we got those two, and I'm going to remember to move the chat this time. I never remember to move the chat, although it doesn't really matter because I'm scrolled all the way up in the goddamn chat. Okay. All right, I'm in the bottom of the chat now. Ripsqueak Frame is still sitting here because I've been waiting for. I forgot to order the arm reinforcers for the bottom, and Bill very kindly sent them over to me without it. I sent him an email. He'd already shipped my order out. I sent him an email. I was like, dude, can you sneak these into the order? And he'd already shipped it, but he just threw them in the mail. Didn't charge me. Fucking BQE, man. Come on. Killing it. I have high hopes for this Ripsqueak frame, though. They should be back in stock. I think he said in about, he said 2 weeks ago, and that was about a week ago. So probably a week from now, I can kind of tell this is it. So when you guys see those Ripsqueak micro frames coming back in stock, I would just snag them. All right, so here comes a little bit of a Copter 612 is first. And I need to hit this button, this button, this button, and then this button, and I'll be right back.
future, fear from the sky. I'm the rainmaker, the sun is seeing coming lit, cause I'm getting fired up in commotion. It's true, see me in what you're supposed to, just to see what I see, you are dare to deny it. Who is ever gonna find me? When gravity breaks away, where I now we go, when gravity breaks away, no one leaves me on, when gravity fades away, you'll never take me undone, never gonna take me undone.
Oh, balls. I ate up 2 videos and I'm still not ready. Hold on a second. I'm almost ready. I think that's the record for the 2 most opposite soundtrack selections ever on any stream. And I love it. Because you guys are like little snowflakes. We're all just little snowflakes, unique in our own ways. Alright, I'm almost ready. Almost ready. There's that. Here comes Crunk's channel. Now that I can copy and paste again. Alright, and I put Copter's channel in there as well. So you guys can go check these 2 wonderful collective members out on, well, here on the YouTube. Alright, so here's this. We've got the Wheel of Death. Alright, Wheel of Anus. So the first thing that we do is, if you want to make sure that you're on it, I'm going to, so if you didn't know, you guys can rewind. Like right now, for example, you could rewind. So I'm going to really quickly show all the people that are on these wheels just so that you can check if you'd like to make sure you're on there. But as long as you're active on Patreon, you'll be on here because I just kick out a CSV of everybody and it's, yeah. So basically, if you're not on here, you got to take it up with Patreon because they're the ones that feed me the CSV. So, but yeah, here you go. Proof of life and scrolling through. I got to go a little bit closer than that probably because the stream quality sucks. So there's one page. Here's the next. Whoa, God, what happened there? All right, first page, second page, third page, fourth page. All the awesome people in the $5 tier, which is the Tiny Whoop and Toothpick tier. That's the $5 tier. That's also the $30 tier. First up, for the Tiny Whoop tier, is a little present that Mr. Mark Kunoff sent us. Thanks again, Mark. Mark sent a whole bunch of stuff that he had laying around in his shop that was still perfectly good for the giveaways. So huge thanks to him. This is a beta fart bag. Which one is this? This is the beta FPV frame that spins 2-inch props. How about that? 85? I think that's the 85. And yeah, it looks like that. It's got those double, I think it's beta FPV. I like this one though. This one is, the battery tray on this one is like double-sided. They did something kind of cool there. I like it. So yeah, and a set of GemFans new 2023 2-inch props. They're GemFans brand new 2-inch props. So we're going to jump over here. I'm going to grab the goat. Maybe he'll work this time. Let's go to this screen. I just showed everybody that was there. Oh, it's going. Let's see who it is. It might be Mark Pig. It's not going to be Mark Pig. It's Xavier. He stole it. Xavier Page, congratulations. I don't think I saw your name in the chat, but maybe you'll watch this tomorrow. Congratulations, you've won a frame that is probably going to end up becoming an UMA 85. I have a feeling. I have faith in you that you'll build something cool with this, man. Oh, right. I'm going to write your name on it because that's my new system. And then I won't have stuff getting lost anymore. Not lost, but just disorganized, and then I have to rewatch the stream to figure out who won what. P-A-I-G-E, Xavier, I will message you on Patreon asking for your address, and then I'll mail you some stuff. Next up is the 3-inch micro brushless tier, and tonight we've actually got a 4-inch. A 4-inch, yo. It's a 4-inch toothpick, but it's a 4-inch nonetheless. This is a... Who makes this frame? God, I was just looking at this. Don't Don't get older than 30. Just die when you're 29. It's everything bad. It's all bad after 30. Your brain just turns to yogurt. Who's this frame made by? You guys, somebody in the chat will know. This 4-inch frame, this is actually a really stout toothpick frame. I almost kept this with a really cool canopy. It's a super secret canopy. Oh my god, this is driving me insane. Racer X, that's it, Racer X. And then this canopy is Phoenix 3D. Yeah, the canopy is gorgeous. And then I realized that the canopy has a little spot for a fucking Insta360 Go holder to go on it. So you can lose yours in a field too. No, this is a good little Insta360 Go condom holder. I don't think this one will. You're gonna want to run like a strap around it, but that's what she said. Yeah, and there's even an HDLRC micro camera in here that I just had. Somebody sent it to me a while ago. It's a perfectly good micro camera. So yeah, this is the 3-inch micro seer for today. A 4-inch, or you could just build it as a 3-inch and have better separation of the props and have it fly even better. But you know you're gonna build it as a fucking 4-inch. Come on, who doesn't? Who is not like curious to death about what a 4-inch rig flies like? If you're not, I'm sorry. You should be. I mean, I don't want to spoil it, but like, flies like in between 3 and 5. Like if you just picture in your mind like ooh, a 3-inch flies like this, and then you picture like, ooh, a 5-inch flies like this, and then you just kind of like go in between. But like, you know you still want to do it. 4-inch frame, here we go. Next wheel of doom and proof of life. Here is page 1 and page 2. And goat. Ready? Wheel. We got it. I haven't gotten a good one in a while. That was a chill one. David Kernika has won. Maybe. Yeah, it is. David Kernika, congratulations. You're building the 4-inch. I just cost you probably about $150. Sorry. For motors, my 4-inch is on Brother Hobby 2004s now, and it's a thing, man. It's fucking mayhem. Flies really good. Writing your name down. K-E-R-N. Oh, God, I can't read that. K-E-R-N. Oh, okay, there's a hole in the bag. N-I-C-A. Don't make fun of me for still writing things down. Don't make fun of me for still knowing how to write in cursive. Is there anybody in here that doesn't know how to write in cursive? Let me rephrase that, because I'm sure a lot of people have forgotten. Is there anybody in here who wasn't taught in school to write in cursive? Why did I just do that to myself? Yeah, most of the collective is actually older than me too, so that was a mean thing for me to do. Next wheel is for the 5-inch, and we are taking another journey into the world of Dow props this week for the 5-inch giveaway. I got every single different Dow prop. So Dow makes great propellers, but nobody really flies them, and I don't know why. I don't fly them. I used to, though. I used to love Dow props until the T-Motor 5143 came out, and then I just lost my mind. But, yeah, this is all the Dow props. So this is also a cool exercise, if you haven't already done this, in low-pitch props versus high-pitch props, heavy props versus lighter props. So, yeah, you're going to go on a little journey. This is a big old bag of 5047s. And then we've got the Nepal N1s. And then we've got the 5046, the old school 5046s. And then we've got some of their newer props. The which ones are these? These are the 51. It's in the wrong bag, but oh, these are the new. Or wait, no, these are the 5045s. Oh, they're the 5047. Okay, yeah, 5045s. And then these are the. Why do I have these in the wrong bags? Why did I do this to myself? These are the 50. This is in the right bag. These are the 5145s. Just like all the other manufacturers, the 51s are their newer props. So, yeah, you get to go on a little bit of a journey, and let me know what you think, because, yeah, their props are very underrated. And they use a very specific material. They use this, like, DuPont plastic that it bends, but then when you bend it back, it's kind of like good as new. It's similar to the material GemFan uses on the 5143. So let's see who wins. Goat, wheel, face, control F15. There it is. It's going to be edged head. I can feel it. Nope, Frank Nicholas is going to steal it. Frank Nicholas stole it! Frank, congratulations. You get some props. I'm going to write your name down on it. There's a thingy. Frank Holas. There it be. Now we've got a super chat giveaway, and the prizes are going to be a little bit boring for you guys, but I'm actually running out of these, so the prizes will switch it up soon. Those that are new, you'll be just intrigued by these prizes, though. We've got a big old bag of Emax Avan 5.75s. They are a 5-inch prop. The pitch is 0.75 advance ratio. I don't know what that means. But I've flown these, and I like them, and the fucking noise that they make is just... And then we've got these wacky, crazy race craft. Oh shit, I forget what they are. 3076? No. 3054 quad blades. Yeah. Again, you can't tell me you're not curious as hell as to what a 3-inch quad blade flies like as I throw up. FPV Exchange micro SD card holder. Thank you for sending these over, Nevin. FPV Exchange is the official, unofficial sponsor. And then we've got some Tiny's LEDs, yellow, purple, and blue. Feed them voltage, and they light up bright as hell, and they're nice and small LEDs. Start putting LEDs on your quads. It's fun, and your friends will be able to follow you, and then you'll get cool follow footage of yourself. Or when you go fly at a drift event, all the spectators will come up to you and go, "Holy shit, I had more fun watching you than the drift cars." And you'll go, "Yeah, I get that a lot." Don't actually say that, because that's just... I mean, do whatever you want. And most importantly, a set of Tweet FPV, super awesome controller, skateboard, grip tape, adhesive, holds better on your hands, grip tape stickers from Tweet FPV. If you don't know who Tweet FPV is, I feel bad for you, but now you do, so I feel better. Go look him up on YouTube and Etsy and Facebook and Instagram. He's an awesome dude, and he makes the best transmitter grips in the whole wide world. He even makes them in Ciotti Limited Hyper Custom Purple and Red Glittery, maybe, if he can get more of that grip tape, which I know he's working on. So yeah, you're going to get a free set of transmitter grip... I forgot to mention transmitter. They're for your transmitter. Did I forget to mention transmitter? I'm pretty sure I did. Wow. That's brutal. Yeah, they're for your transmitter. Although we also make some for the TS100. Okay, so in order to get in on this giveaway, I'm all out of sorts. To get in on this giveaway, you got to do a super chat for $3, $3 super chat is going to get you on the wheel once. A $6 super chat is going to get you on the wheel twice. A $9 super chat is going to get you on the wheel 3 times. But that's it. If you send $10, you're still going to go on the wheel 3 times. If you send $11, you're still going to go on the wheel 3 times. All right. What's going on in the chat? Julian Vincent says, I've got some of those racecraft props, but the 5-blade ones, no idea why. That's what these are. These are 5-blade. I don't know what I said, but I meant to say 5-blade. And then Drone Pilot says, I put LEDs on the front of my whoops and fly in dark rooms without issue. Drone Pilot, Jesse Perkins used to sell a specific the lightest weight he could find. He literally called it the whoop headlight for doing that exact same thing. That's hysterical. Oh, I said 4-blade? I fail. Yeah, 5. These are 5-blade. Come on now. You know you want it. Speedy Turtle is sending $9 on PayPal, and I am going to add him to the wheel 3 times. 1, 2, whoa. Why is it doing that? 3. Stop that. Yeah, you guys can also do PayPal. The link is in the link tree. It's a paypal.me link, and yeah, so YouTube takes 30%. So if you don't want to support YouTube, it's a weird way to say it, but if you don't want to support YouTube, you can do PayPal. At some point here, I will get set up with Streamlabs so that we can do it all through Streamlabs. But I'm lazy, and that's it. Just lazy. Eric Allen with $3, he's in. Remy Tim with $3, he's in. Daniel, I still got to read those wonderful text messages you sent me. Thank you for those about spots in Asheville. Yeah, thanks for that, though. Much appreciated. Haschenberg FPV is sending $9 through Hong Kong. She'd be there in 30 to 45 days. I'm going to put Haschenberg on the wheel for making me laugh. So here we go. Haschenberg provided me with $3 worth of laughter, so he goes on the wheel. Whether he likes it or not. Eric Allen is going on the wheel once. He sent $3. He's in. Thank you, Eric. I just copied and pasted nothing. So the YouTube chat does this thing where if you try to highlight something, but then a new comment comes in, it bumps it up and it takes away your highlighting, and it's very frustrating. I gotta tell you guys. Sammy Rivera says YouTube sucks and sends $6. 1, 2, there he is. Private Island FPV with $8 Canadian. I think the Canadian dollar is a little bit more. So I believe that is the equivalent of 6 American dollar dues. So I'm going to put Private Island on there twice until he tells me that I'm wrong. Dark Sage, and the prize is 3-inch 5-blade props. Big old bag. I think it's like 5 sets of these A-Van 5-inch bi-blades. FPV Exchange Micro STD. It's not an FPV Exchange STD card holder. Nevin doesn't make those. Nevin has nothing to do with STDs. It's an SD card holder, I swear. Some 6 Tiny's LEDs, and of course a wonderful set of Tweet FPV transmitter, skateboard grip tape grips, because Tweet FPV is an awesome dude. Private Island, you're on there twice. Solo FPV, Green Man Courage Fund. I'm going to put you on there once, Solo, and then $1.20 will go towards Green Man Fund. 30 more seconds to get your Super Chat or PayPal in, and then we will click on the wheel, and it'll spin round and round and round. Let me check my... Freelojo just laugh farted. Frank Nicholas is sending $9 via PayPal. I was just opening up my email to see those PayPal alerts. Thank you for that, Frank. He's going on here 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Look at that wheel filling up. You guys are fucking amazing. Oh, my proof is ready. Approve your proof. Oh, I think I already did. All right. We got Elias. He sent $9. We're going to put him on 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And then we've got $3 from Keith Jones. Oh, man, Keith Jones even put, like, a note in there with the date and shit. Look at Keith Jones being a... Look at the big brain on Keith. And then we've got Frank Nicholas with a $9. Got you on there, Frank. Chris with a $9. I got you on there. And then we got Mr. Kurtzall sending $10. He just... 9 just wasn't enough. He had to go 10. We're going to put him on there 3 times. He just wanted to test the theory of if you send $10, I'll still only put you on there 3 times. There it is! And the 30 seconds is probably somewhat up. Let me click Get Mail one more time. Oh, we got a couple in, what's it called? YouTube, that's what it's called. Oh, okay, Drone Pilot is Elias. Awesome. I'm just going to leave you on there as Elias for the time being. Joey Copolau with $3.99. Thank you for that, Joey. Let's get you on here. And... all right. 10 seconds. And then I got to go there. And looks like the last one is Dark Sagan getting on the wheel once with a $3 super chat. Thank you, Dark. And here we go. Dan Richmond wants all of his chips on blue. Noted. Here we go. Am I on the right screen? I am. Look at that. Look at me go. And go! Oh, wow. The goats. Uh-oh. Solo FPV wins with a $3 super chat. Congratulations, brother. You've won a whole bunch of fun stuff. You've got some work to do. You need to message me on Facebook at CiadiFPV with your first name, last name, address, and tell me what you won. You got to do the same thing with TweetFPV. You can also email him at tweetfpv@gmail.com. Usually he's in here to drop that link. I'm pretty sure that's what it is, though. I'm pretty sure it's tweetfpv@gmail.com. So you can email him, or you can just message him somewhere and tell him the same stuff, as well as what transmitter you've got and what color you want. I think, though... oh, God. You guys are going to hate me for this, but I think that Solo was so slow that he didn't get the Ciadi FPV Purple Edition grips because Tweet FPV ran out. See what I did there? So sorry. I mean, you guys don't have to come here every week. I love that you do. But I mean, nobody's holding a gun to your head. Nobody's like, you have to go listen to this lanky motherfucker make horrible jokes and just generally spew nonsense. But the fact that you do, fuck, man, you guys are the real fans. This like million subscriber shit, fuck that, man. Fuck that. 3,000 subscribers and an audience like this, that's all you need in life. Oh, God, hold on. I'll write your name down on it too, Solo. Hey! Solo underscore FPV. Congrats to all the winners. Congratulations to everyone else for just sitting there. And let's get back into it. Let's really. Rob Axelson says, any idea when Joshua is going to release Bite Frost info? From what it sounded like just now on his stream, he is under an embargo from them, which basically means that they've got to release. Well, I mean, maybe not. I guess they could do a media embargo on like a prototype, maybe, but they already did the prototype right last year. So it sounds like they've got a release date, and because that's typically when media embargoes happen. So in theory, there's a release date, 2 weeks, 2 months at some point. So he's not going to be able to say shit until that date, and that's when everybody else is. So, yeah, it's... yeah. Respin for the tweet grips, Solo says, because he's already got him, I believe. So we're going to remove him from the wheel, and we're going to go goat, see if he'll cooperate. Oh, wait, here. Good on you, Solo. Good on you, so slow. God, I'm the. Oh man, just beat your audience. They'll get Stockholm syndrome and have to come back. Here we go. Oh, the goat's fucked now. Oh no, I fully broke it. You can get him on Amazon. Frank Nicholas wins in the double. The double Frank Nicholas win. Look at this guy. Oh no, it's fully... Oh man. Wait, I could probably fix it. It's got screws. Yeah, I could. Oh man, I feel bad. I kind of like... I hit it weird. Yeah, Solo, I just go into autopilot mode. Oh my god. Okay, so Frank Nicholas, in theory you're here, right? You should still be here because, yeah, you're here. Message Tweet FPV and get you some awesome grips. Very cool. I think I broke the button. Like, I can kind of feel the... the squishiness has changed in the goat's stool. Okay, let's do some things. What are we doing? Oh shit, I gotta get all my stuff ready for this trip. Okay, so this goes there, and hey, there he is, Frank Nicholas. Message tweet. He'll hook you up. What are we doing? Oh yeah. Stuff. Oh wait, no. Chatto. Let's. Okay, I'm gonna scroll up. Let's see how far it goes. Oh, hey, chat window. Here. Just listen to this.
諦めんなよ諦めんなお前どうしてそこでやめるんだそこでもう少し頑張ってみろよ
Alright, you guys get the idea. So the chat, it looks like lost a bunch of... Hey, by the way, I accidentally deleted a message somewhere. It might have been Patreon. So if you've messaged me on Patreon and I haven't gotten back to you, blame Patreon because their messenger thing is terrible. It might have also been Facebook. But I haven't gotten caught up on Ciotti FPV Facebook messages yet. I will. But yeah, if you guys haven't heard back from me by, like, let's say tomorrow, one of the things I'm really excited about is to just get totally caught up. And that's going to happen tomorrow, our first-ish day, night there. So if you haven't heard back from me and you've messaged me by Wednesday, let's say, message me again. I'm so sorry. I've never accidentally deleted a message before, but something happened on my phone and I swiped and then I tried to shake my phone because some programs have, when you shake the phone, it's an undo, and it didn't. So, yeah. As far up as I can go, speaking of lost messages to the ether, as far up as YouTube will let me go in the chat is where Julian Vincent said, doesn't Joshua Bardwell have a video for that? What that is, I have no idea. So, Julian, if you're still here, let me know what that is, and I'll confirm or deny, because I've pretty much watched all of Joshua's videos. And then Alpha Sloth says, how do we get in on the Patreon giveaway? Sorry, Alpha Sloth. You can get in on it for next week by just going over to the Patreon page, and then once you get to the Patreon page, it pretty much explains it. There's a $5 tier for Tiny Whoop and Toothpick. There's a $10 a month tier for 3-inch microbrushless. There's a $20 a month tier for 5-inch rigs, and then there's a $30 tier for all the above. So you can join the individual tier if you only want to be entered into getting that, those specific sized. You know what I'm saying. Scrolling down through chat, Matthew Smiley's Aviation Center says, are you Crunked FPV, Ciotti FPV? No, I'm Ciotti FPV. Crunked FPV is Crunked FPV. He's in here. Crunk's hanging out. Off-Axis says, put up your newest IGOW video. I think Off Axis knows that I fucking got myself a letter already. If you don't know what IGOW is, that is the International Game of Whoop. This year, it's the International Game of Whoop 2. Every week, well, you can't enter now. The enter period is already closed, but yeah, you put up they set a trick every week. This last week it was Immelman, which is a kind of like a reversed split S. You go, well, it's more like a half a power loop, I guess. You do half a power loop and then just roll out of it. And then the other trick was a split S, which is the reverse. And I just spaced and I forgot to make your video is due by Friday every week. And I was thinking about the drift event and I forgot to do it. So I get a letter. It's a international game of whoops. You know, it's like horse, the basketball game, but with the word whoop. So I've got a W now because I'm the worst. But I am bringing a tiny whoop with me to Asheville to do week 3's thing, which is snap rolls through a gap. So I'll find a cool spot to do it, or I'll forget again. Scroll. Off Axis says his name is Sue. Bad Habit RC says, you got to add me 2 time on the $5 teed. Fuck. God damn it, Bad Habit. I am the worst. There's always next week. God damn it. The prize will be better next week, Bad Habit. Maybe it will be. I'm sorry, dude. God, I'm the worst. I'm going to get a piece of paper. So, Bad Habit, I forget why, he wasn't on one of the previous week's wheels. And then,
Here we go.
all right, piece of paper. Oh, that I will not look at that. I need it to be right here.
I'll see it though too.
That's a good, okay. I'm into that. Bad Habit RC
I just want to
goes on $5 wheel. It's 2 extra times, right? Or is it just 1 extra time? Twice. All right, I wrote it down. I'm going to put it right in front of my monitor. What'll probably happen is, in all the kerfuffle, it'll get pushed. I'm going to put it in front of my keyboard. It'll probably get pushed under the keyboard, and then I won't see it, and I'll fuck it up again next week.
That's why I wrote it there to see it.
Maybe Kristen...
Oh!
Oh. Okay. It's back. Just going to gently put him down over here. We're fine. Samuel Rivera says, damn, I didn't see myself there. Do me a favor and check again, Samuel. If you just joined Patreon tonight, though, it might have just lagged and not given it to me. Not been on the CSV that I downloaded. What that means is you'll be next week and then for the next month on the wheel. So, yeah. Sucks that you didn't get in tonight. If you just joined tonight. If you didn't just join the Patreon tonight, then go on, message me, and we'll figure it out. Scroll. Matthew Smiley's Aviation Center says, how many quads you got hanging up? These are all broken or prototype frames. So that one works over there. There is one that works over here. This is my like ultra super backup quad with like all random pieces if everything else is broken. I never really fly it. But then there's a broken CL1. There's a broken CB122, the quad that I was flying at Quad Camp Atlanta with the whole Matty Flip power loop shit. This is a prototype CB5 that's broken. This is just pieces of broken glides that I've broken over the years. That's a prototype Acrobrat frame that's broken. Oh wait, no, that's a Duo. That's broken pieces of the Acrobrat Duo frames that I've accumulated. That's a mini quad test bench Crush that I just stopped flying. It's not a prototype or anything, but again, broken. That is a Rotorius Radical race frame that's broken. That's a little Rotorius LB 97. I forget what the number is. And then that's a prototype Acrobrat that I worked on with Tommy. that's blown up. So, yeah. Freelo just says, too late, I turned 38 in 10 days. My condolences. Julian Vincent says, that's made by Where Am I and Who Are You? Scroll. Freelo just says, great, now I've got to get a 4-ride. Yeah, the 4-inch rig that I've been playing around with is basically a prototype 4-ride. And it flies really good. I have some footage on the memory card that's in here of doing some tuning stuff just to get a feel for these Brother Hobby 2004s, and like, oh my god, they're just beautiful. They are so smooth. Smooth motors outside of 5-inch rigs on any kind of micros or big ass, anything bigger or smaller than 5-inch. It's really important to have motors that when you spin them by hand, if you want something that's going to be smooth for freestyle and not have jello or any bullshit, and you can put a really good tune on it that, you know, looks good for cinematic type shit. If you spin the motors by hand, they need to be really smooth. If they're really notchy, they're going to put a ton of vibrations into the frame, and it's going to create jello and all kinds of other mayhem. So yeah, these Brother Hobby 2004s, I am super impressed. I have read that they're not very durable though, so fair warning. They are a 3mm motor shaft, but the problem that I've seen a couple times is that the motor shaft and the motor bell slip. So that's something I'm going to definitely keep an eye on. But other than that, lots of power, beautifully smooth. Mind kind of blown, if I'm honest. Nevin says your expressions are fucking priceless. Thank you, brother. Off Axis says, congrats, I just costed you like $150. I've had that thought like multiple times before, like after the stream, I'm like, man, I fucked all those people over. They're all gonna get divorced, yo. like I for a little bit I said supporting gambling addiction since 2019. But then I quickly changed it to stimulating the FPV economy since 2019, because that's actually what I'm doing. Off Axis says you're so young. I wish I could feel that way again. Freelojo says they stopped teaching cursive because computers have issues reading it. Huh. I just thought they said, why the fuck are we still teaching this? There's no point. I guess, but a lot of people don't use cursive signatures. A lot of people's signatures are just their name written out, which is crazy to me because I can't imagine doing that. B-Man80 says, cursive is more dead than Sanskrit, my man. I doubt they'll teach my son that down the road anymore. I don't think they've taught it in a while. I think it's not been taught in a long time. Lars Bartels says me, so I think that means that Lars Bartels doesn't know cursive, which is just insane to me because that was like, I remember it being hard to learn. I remember that. It's kind of one of the only things I remember from elementary school is that cursive was difficult. Double A says, hey, what's up, Double A? Scroll. Julian Vincent says, I've got some of those racecraft. Oh, wait. Okay, so we talked about this. There's Drone Pilot. We talked about that. Chan Wang says, look at the Discord, please. I shoved DJI in a whoop, and it flies great. Nice. I'll look at it over in Discord. Rob Exerson says, just got here. What am I missing? Not much. I went on a big rant about ISO, shutter speed, frames per second, in reference to the opening video that I put, which is 120 frames a second at night. Angel FPV says, where do you live? I think he might have been talking to me. I live in Atlanta. Remy Tim says, mostly I just said hit up Scarecrow, which I did. We're gonna fly. Joe Kurtzall says, I'm in. $10 to your PayPal. Drone Pilot sent you $9 through PayPal. Frank Nicholas, $9 PayPal. Freelojo, you just made me laugh fart. Drone Pilot, I sent the $9. I'm Elias. Awesome. We are good to go. Rob Axison says, I already got that one. Bite Frost info. Julian says, stunning and brave. Solo says, respin for the tweet grips. Rob Axison says, I got that. I was curious about a possible date / price. I don't know a thing. Literally nothing. It was actually news to me 2 hours ago when Joshua said that there was a media embargo. I didn't even hear about that. I'm not all that tied in anymore. I used to spend time kind of like reaching out to people and not trying to find out secrets, but hey, what's new? What's happening? What's unreleased that I shouldn't know about? And I haven't. I don't know. I haven't kept in touch with many, if any, of the guys. Just Joshua, really, which is fine because a lot of those guys don't really fly anymore, so they're not really all that tied in. But yeah. Solo says, I love how you still ask more info after 4 wins. I just never assume. I just always assume it's the first time that anybody's ever won and go into autopilot. Frank Nicholas says, Tweet FPV isn't on tonight. See, I don't know if I've seen him. And then YouTube did the thing where it zapped me down to the bottom, so now I got to scroll back up, try to find my place. There it is. Rob Axelson says, never give up. Guys, can we just give... Oh, wait, I'll just leave it there. Let's leave it just like that. There we go. Oh, we gotta sex up this lighting a little bit. There we go. There we go. Look at that fucking clam. Odd thing to say. Tiago says you could show what you packed for vacations. That would be cool. Pretty much, I'm going to show you that. We're not really bringing clothes with us because... I don't know if I should admit this, but I'm already halfway through the story. We don't have a washer dryer here because we're too cheap to rent them, and we found a laundry service that's like roughly the same price as a washer dryer. So we just let them do our clothes. Well, when we don't, I have a bunch of like shirts that I really love that are like kind of never going to be made again kind of things. Blip Shift is a company that makes motorsport shirts. And they make a shirt, and then there's a really good chance they'll never sell it again because they sell a shirt for like a 3-day period, and then if you get in, great. If not, fuck off. That's actually what it says on the website. And yeah, we Kristen and I actually want to do this for FPV. Don't you steal that idea. Yeah, so the Airbnb that we're getting in Asheville has a washer dryer, so we're gonna bring a whole bunch of our clothes and do laundry there. So we don't have to pack clothes, which is weird. I don't know why I told you guys that, but now you know that. Oh yeah, so you'll see the quads that I'm packing, and that's kind of the only other thing that I'm packing. Rob Oxison says that should be your next sticker. What should be my next sticker? Because maybe we'll just do it now. Tiago says, nope, we got that. Solo says, sounds like my messages from the last... sounds like my last message... Ooh! Sounds like my message from the last super chat through Patreon. I know words. Chan Wang says, I threw a few pictures of the Whoop I threw in DJI and curious about your thoughts. Cool. Chan, where did you put them? So that I know where to look. Oh, I hit the wrong thing. Yeah, tag me again, Chan. Let me know which thing you put it in. That's what she said. Off Axis FPV says, watch my newest International Game Whoop video soon. I killed it. I will. I will have plenty of time over the next 3 days to get all caught up. Oh, I can't wait. I've been kind of slacking on like watching YouTube videos in my subscription, so I'll be able to get caught up on that. Oh yeah. Bad Habit RC says you can't see all my message, LOL. And then, oh my God, am I almost caught up? Ooh. Frank Nicholas says, can you re-roll for the grips? Still have that window open. I'd like to share the love tonight. I do. We are gonna re-roll the grips. Here we go. And he works! Alright, let's see who it is. It's going to be Frank again. Oh my God, it almost got to... It got to Elias. Look at that. Elias wins. Elias, message, tweet FPV with the things. Your first and last name, your address, what radio, what transmitter you've got, and what color you want. He definitely has black. I'm pretty sure that he's out of purple, but he does have some other colors. Maybe red, maybe? I'm just making that up. I have no idea. But yeah, message him, and you've got yourself an awesome new set of transmitter grips, and you're going to love them. And you're going to love my nuts. Remy Tim says, so you're only coming to Asheville because I moved away, right? Yeah, exactly. Remy Tim moved to Colorado from Asheville like a week ago. And for whatever reason, our little 3-day vacation is tomorrow. He says, I have that effect on people. Samuel Rivera says, I ended up finding myself no lost, LOL. Oh, I get it. I recommend everyone finds themselves. Spudnik says, what do you look for in a flying spot? What makes a spot good in your mind? I try to not read a spot, a book spot by its book cover. I try not to read a spot by its cover. If it's a spot that like I'm pretty sure there's not going to be people walking on, right? Like I think if I think it's a safe spot, let's just round all of the things that go into it being a safe spot to fly, right? If it's close to home, even if it doesn't look great, I will go fly it because every once in a while it won't look like anything, but then for whatever reason, like the spacing of certain things will be just right, and it'll be really good. So I really do genuinely try to like not fly the same spot more than 2 or 3 times. There's a couple like the spot that Adam and I flew yesterday, I guess maybe Saturday, I don't know when it was. Is a local spot to me that's really good, and I've flown there 3 times now, maybe, which is a lot for me. I usually don't fly the same spot that many times, but yeah, I don't know. If they're really close and they're really good, I will just hammer the shit out of them. But I find that if I fly a spot like 4, 5, 6 times, I get bored of it, which is silly because there's an infinite number of things to do at any spot. Like any spot can be good, and it's an interesting challenge, actually, to fly a shitty spot and make it good. Because there's always something that you can work on, and like a shitty spot is going to kind of force you to work harder, right? So it's kind of a good thing. But yeah, like just looking at it from the air and just actually flying it is the end-all be-all for me. Because I've had spots that I look at and I'm like, oh, it's going to be so good, and then I fly it and it's horrible. So yeah, I just try to find it. If it's safe, fly it. And it's another kind of thing that'll encourage you to go out and fly more often, because there's a million spots like that. There's a million spots that you haven't flown because it doesn't look like it's all that good. Go fly it. It could be an empty field. Go fly it. Maybe the edge of the trees is like super interesting. Or go out there and, okay, this is an empty field. This is my chance to dial in all of my rigs to make sure that they don't have any wobbles when I fly them dead straight. Or this is my chance to try to figure out how to make flying in a empty field interesting, right? You go super ballistic, flippy, floppy, crazy, spinny. That's like a skill. Like there are certain people that can make flying a flat field look really cool. They've done it a whole bunch, right? They weren't just magically able to do that. They flew an empty field a bunch of times and got good at it. So yeah, I really do just genuinely try to like always find a new spot and always try to fly a new spot, even the ones that are uninteresting. So maybe try that. Nevin says, any chance of developing your own frame? Nevin is new, so he hasn't heard me rant about the time that I've spent over the last like 2.5 years trying to have 3 and 5 inch frames made. I've worked with a bunch of different companies, like consulted, I guess you could call it, whatever. Shared a ton of ideas, spent a whole ton of time thinking, writing. I have no CAD experience, so I've never been able to actually like draw anything up, but just, putting all of my thoughts down in Facebook messages to people that I was working with, and it's just never happened. The companies have changed owners, companies have lost interest, people have just disappeared, and just stopped replying. So I don't know. Maybe I'm. I mean, I have impossible standards when it comes to frames because I've flown a lot of them, and there are ones that are really, really, really good. You just have to find them. And so maybe I was pushing too hard. Maybe I was just being insane with with the what I was looking for out of it. But if I would love for that to have been the case because that's fine. Like if that's too much for somebody, then like I would rather wait until I link up with somebody that's of the same mind of like, hey, let's make this perfect, or at least as close to perfect as we can get, rather than what I see a lot in frames, which is like, hey, let's just make a frame. Let's just make a 5-inch frame. And then there's a lot of frames with a lot of like glaring issues. So yeah, I would love to, but I am very, very gun shy at this point because I've spent so much time. I have a couple Google Docs with a bunch of stuff written down that I just need to find some time to go through. It's like not organized in any way, and it's kind of shorthand because it's based on conversations that have been happening for 6 months to a year. So yeah, I just need some time to go in there and clean all my thoughts up. I've also been shot down a couple times. I actually got shot down by Drew and Rotorai. I brought to them what I thought was a really compelling idea, and it just didn't. It just didn't work out. So I don't know. The problem is that I need to find an engineer that not only knows CAD but knows engineering, right? That like isn't gonna put like 1 millimeter of carbon outside of a bolt hole on like the base plate. That's obviously going to explode when the arm gets a bunch of energy put in a specific direction, right? And I need to find somebody who's just gonna do it for nothing, and that's hard. So someday. And yeah, when I get to it, I will definitely get all of the ideas that I've got down, so that I have something more. Well, so to have something to give to somebody that might be interested in doing it. Somebody in chat months ago had said like, hey, let's work together, and I have not had the time, and now that message is long gone. But it'll happen for sure. Right now, my focus though is trying to get that like frame design cycle is about a year. Getting everything and then getting it cut and then flying it and pounding the shit out of it and getting it to testers and having them break them, fix redesigning all that. And like right now I'm just kind of focused on figuring out how to make money here to maybe do this full time. Because if I do end up doing this full time, fuck yeah, there's going to be a frame. There's going to be multiple frames. There'll be a 3-inch, there'll be a 5-inch. Yeah, I'll go nuts with that. But yeah, right now I just have a different focus, and I know how big of a project that is. So like I'm sort of like, I gotta wait until I have the time. That's what it is. I want to wait until I know I have the time so I can do it right, because that's the only way I'll do it is if it's perfect. Oh God, we're almost caught up. Holy crap! Roscoe Sticks with $1 Australian. Thank you, Roscoe. Kind of you. Oh farts. Hey, I can see the bottom. Bro, how can I get one of those clam Ciotti stickers? B-Man80 says. I guess I have to put them up on Etsy, don't I? I will put them up on the Etsy store. When I get back. No, I'll do it while I'm out. Yes, I will do it when I'm in Asheville because I'll have my laptop. It'll be up on the Etsy store. I think I'm going to throw them up on the Etsy store for $5, which will cover shipping. I hope that's cool. I've priced the stickers high because I don't want to run a business selling stickers. Like, the stickers are for people that want to support me, right? So I hope you guys are cool with that. Like, I don't know. I'm not going to deal well with I'm trying to preempt this, because somebody's going to say, what the fuck? Why are you selling a sticker for $5, you greedy fuck? So I figure if ahead of time I say, like, hey, here's my excuse. Because yeah, I gotta package it up. I'm handwriting them, and there's other things that go into it, and again, I'm trying to figure out how to do this full time. What? Yeah, that's right. Kristen's time for doing all the goddamn graphic design. She's expensive. She's a successful freelancer, not like me, living off unemployment. Yeah, she's expensive. That's why. Jonathan King broke the small nose piece in his Fat Shark HD3 goggles last night. It's the bit that redirects the air for the fan. Little plastic triangle, struggling to find a spare. Just message Fat Shark. They'll hook you up. They'll actually talk to you. It's easy to forget this, but FPV, all of FPV is a niche. I guess maybe not DJI, but outside of DJI, all of FPV is so much of a niche that you can talk to the manufacturers. Like, they will all answer you. Like, Facebook message them, email them, like, do all the things. Don't just Facebook message them, because they all seem to have, like, a method of communication that they prefer, and they don't necessarily tell you that. So the trick is to Facebook message them, Instagram message them, email them, go on their website. Their website might have a thing where you can submit a question. Just do all the things with your question, and they're amazingly helpful. Even the ones overseas, they will usually have someone that works for them to translate. So yeah, when in doubt, message the manufacturer. I know, like, I forget about that because, like, we don't do that in real life, right? Like, I'm not gonna fucking message Apple on Facebook, be like, my laptop doesn't work. So yeah, we got to remind ourselves that. Rob Axelson went to sleep. Here's what I say to that.
諦めんなよ。諦めんな、お前。どうしてそこでやめるんだ、そこで。もう少し頑張ってみろよ。ダメ、目諦めたら。周りのことを思うよ。応援してる人たちのことを思ってみろって。あともうちょっとのところなんだから。俺だってこのマイナス10度のところ、しじみが取れるって頑張ってんだよ。絶対やってみろ。必ず目標達成できる。だからこそ、Never give up.
If you guys get tired of Clam Man at any point, I don't fucking care. I'm going to play it 18 times a stream, every stream, because I like it. Some things in life, you just, I don't know. I just wanted to be insane for a minute. John Wang says, live stream live. Solo hit us with a that's what she said. I wish I knew what I was talking about at the time, or what I said, rather. Scroll. Oh, fuck. It did it again. Wait, no, there it goes. Bumblebolt FPV with a $10 super chat. Trust me, with your level of talent and knowledge, you can learn SolidWorks and have frames cut yourself and sell them for yourself. It's all about the just keep swimming baby steps. Very true, Bumblebolt. But something that I for sure learned from the original owner of Rotorius, Jack, something that I learned is that the secret sauce of really good frames is to have an engineer in the mix that actually can. Jack had software that would analyze the forces put in certain directions. But yeah, it's just like, so me learning SolidWorks, right? I would just design something that, like, oh, I think it might work, and then the prototyping phase would be like a bitch, because like one thing would break, and then it's like, shit, okay, correct that, get it fixed, get it recut, another one, oh shit, now this, you know what I mean? So like, I know just enough to know not to just do that. But you're right, I could totally learn SolidWorks. Like the older I get, though, the more like learning new things horrifies me. Like, just being totally honest, like what was it? Premiere. Yeah, learning Premiere. And I'd learned Premiere in college. I mean, that was 20 years ago, but it was so I didn't learn Premiere. I put off learning Premiere, and I kept using iMovie for like years and years and years and years. I was like struggling through iMovie. I just didn't want to learn Premiere. Yeah, it just learning something new. I'm like, no, it's gonna bite me, and yeah. Remy Tim says, did you see Sharpoo's short film crowdfunding campaign? I just discovered it now. No, but we all need to look at that because we all miss him. Post a link, dude. That's super cool. That sounds awesome. License to Drive says, those Fat Shark lens protectors I made with your logo on, you want some? Yeah, of course. Those are amazing, dude. Those are super cool. B-Man80 with a $5 super chat. All right, kids, $5. Send me sticker. How can I get your address in a way? B-Man, message me on Facebook at CiadiFPV with your first name, last name, address, and just say, I say that you sent me $5 via super chat, and I'll just take your word for it. Just because that's, the kind of guy I am. Jonathan King says, awesome, thanks, you're welcome. Didn't think you would talk to me. If you tag me, I'm talking to you, damn it. Really, YouTube? You did it again? You're going to just do it constantly now? Private on FPV with $5 Canadian. Will that quad I described need a throttle limit or anything? Which one were we talking about, private? A lot has happened. Do me a favor, tag me and just give me a little reminder of which rig we're talking about. I would like to think that if it would need a throttle limit, I would have told you. Maybe. B-Man80 says, hit clam 20 times a stream. We good with it. Solo says, you said it was a sweet clam. Drone Pilot says, it took me sitting in several Premiere editing short courses to get enough to use it. But still, it's like, why so complex? I want so simple. What you want then is Element. There's a light version of Premiere. I think it's called Elements. Adobe Premiere Elements. Yeah, I think there's an Elements that's a lot easier. The full version of Premiere is mega, but you can do some pretty unbelievable stuff with it. I learned on YouTube rather, and I was miserable. I was miserable learning Premiere. Like I was so I have anxiety and depression issues, diagnosed, lots of talk therapy, medication, the works. So I guess I could blame that. But yeah, it's okay. And you're already using Elements, Drone Pilot. I have heard Elements is still kind of, but you could kind of say the same thing about iMovie. I mean, it's just a whole different world, right? Like the first time into editing, it's just there's like no you can't compare it to anything. Much like flying FPV, right? Like there's nothing, not even playing video games, that prepared me for flying FPV. It was a completely new thing, and that's what editing is, and that's why it's so scary to learn and such a pain in the ass to learn and confusing, and yeah. But force yourself to do it. I did, and look at me. I am famous as a motherfucker. No, I'm not. Oh, Jonathan King says, I know you'll talk to me. I meant Fat Shark. I thought I was so important. But he was talking about Fat Shark. B-Man80 says, don't got Facebook, bro. Can I just email you? Absolutely, B-Man. Perfect. I don't usually, but at the end of the streams, who cares? Yeah, there's my email address. Drone Pilot says, yes, I use Elements, and I am caught up. Rusty Signal is here. Rusty was with us on Friday, flying around some drift cars. Rusty was one of the unfortunate ones. Him and Patrick got some damage. They had expensive nights. Drift cars are not kind to quads when they run them over. Just cars in general. Yeah, we think